Oh, you will recognize immediately someone who has arrived at this realization, this transcendence. They are enthusiastic. Was taught by a chap who knows about Greek the other day. I was in church service and they were showing a video. He was a great performer. He was an actor, really. It was a blessing, too. To enthuse comes from the Greek. And, in, I think it is. Theo. Entheo. Enthuse. Enthuse. As we say. To be filled with God is to be enthusiastic. They're enthusiastic, my goodness. Full of the joy of God. Full of the love of God. Full of the assurance of God. Great blessing. Our Heavenly Dad's blessing. That's how you can recognize someone who's sent. Not just one and only Jesus. All of us are sent. Not just one and only God, child of God. We are all children of God. This is His love. That thou hast loved them. Thou lovest them as thou hast loved me. Wow. So now you know. All that needs to be known. For life eternal. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Dear one, be warned. You can be a very good actor. You can take any part, including the part of the preacher, the part of the evangelist. Even playing the part of giving the words of God. But you can still be an actor. You know all about it. But you're a slave. What are you in bondage to? Ministry that gives you the fullness of life that you wanted. A living, literally, stipend, or a flow of funds that comes from this wonderful ministry that you have. You know what's needed. You give it. You're a performer. You're in bondage to a system. You may even be an independent member of the system. You're like a small businessman. You're self-contained, but you're part of this system. Call it the church or call it the world. keep up appearances of being a most appreciated member of this system. You're in bondage. Did you know the tie, the necktie? Businessman wears a suit and a tie. The tie shows his bondage. He's a slave, you see, to the system. The owner doesn't have to wear a tie, and the boss comes who owns the business. Goodness, he may even turn up in his gardening clothes if that's what he was when he was passing. Check things out. He doesn't need to wear the suit that impresses. He doesn't need to wear the tie because he's in bondage to no one. Oh. Being a child of God is not a profession. It's not a service that we render to the crown or to the church. It's not an occupation. It's a state of being. You may not have the gift of words. You may not have the gift of knowledge even. You may not even have the gift of experience. The love of God courses through you. The joy, the devotion, the peace, just is who you are. You don't have to do anything, it's because you are. By the grace of God, yes. But you are. You don't have to perform. You don't have to provide a service. I mean, in a sense, you know, God does it all anyway. It's not you. You do what comes to hand. A bit like the Good Samaritan. What came to hand was a man who needed rescue, so he rescued him. Does he love him with all his heart and soul? No. Pays the innkeeper and goes on his way. And if you need more, I'll pay you when I return. Presumably the innkeeper knows him, trusts him. He certainly seems to trust the innkeeper anyway. Not to swindle him when he comes by that way again. Was the traveller, the Samaritan, godly person? Well, yeah. Because he does the sort of thing God thinks was wonderful. Helps a stranger where that stranger needs help. That's my son. Do you see? God is filled with pride and happiness and joy. That his son is like this. What a wonderful child. I am so blessed by my children. Isn't that lovely? It's not that God doesn't love the professional evangelist. It's just that the evangelist is, well, or the priest or the pastor or the monk It's just that he's not there yet. Some of the flock that he feels is under him, maybe. I don't know. May not be. Maybe thin and, hard to come by, far between. But it's not the great performer in general. Not the one with the reputation. You see, when you listen to a really good actor, the actor gets the glory. You say, wow, he's a good preacher, isn't he? That really, yeah. But when you meet someone who is devoted to God, that's quite different. And you can get that in a testimony. You suddenly realise, and your heart's moved. Half the congregation's in tears. You just feel God's talked to you, spoken to you. You just somehow know the presence of God in their life. They're not necessarily eloquent or used to public speaking. In fact, it's better that they're not. Because they're not superior to you in some way, in some worldly way. But they have what you want. Like the two girls I knew in Liverpool. Gosh, they'd come from hard backgrounds. Identical twins, something like, I don't know, could have been 20 years of age. And when they worshipped, I just knew that's what I want. I want to be devoted and in love with God the way they are. Well, I am, but not the way they are. Well, I don't know. Devotion's devotion, isn't it? Yeah. So don't be deceived, dear one. But do listen. It's all part of God's teaching, what He's showing you. I love you, Heavenly Dad. Thank you, Dad.